My name is Benjamin Romney, and I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah originally. Well, I started in the floral business when I was pretty young. I used to go and visit Mildred's Flowers in Salt Lake, and I just loved that place. And Mildred told me, she was a very short little lady, and she said, when you're old enough to drive, you bring your driver's license and show me, and then you can start delivering for me. And so I did. The day I got my license, I drove right over there. I didn't even go home first. And I showed her my license, and she said, tomorrow, 4:30. And that started me in the business. And what I love the most about not just floral design, but any kind of design is the process of design. In the process of making a hand-tied bouquet, I learned from some of the Dutch designers that I know to take this European idea and bind the flowers together. And so the binding point becomes this very crucial point of gathering. But my favorite always has been the Dutch spiral, because it's just so precision oriented. It looks so pretty. And so you start by, you never crisscross the stems. They're always, you line up your first stem, then the next stem, and you can rotate that, but they're always going in the same angle, so that it ends up in a beautiful spiral pattern. With the binding point in place, then those stems are all evenly spread, and if you cut them off just right, then it stands on its own. And so the architecture of it is just beautiful, because its components make it so that it's strong. You know, when you see flowers, I think of a comment. Emerson is quoted as saying this, that all that I have seen leads me to trust in God for all that I have not seen. And so flowers do that perfectly. The pattern of creation is just such a sweet spiritual confirmation to me that there's a divine hand in putting all that together and putting it in order, and instead of just thinking of that as an accident. I have been focused on the way that knowing that God created me makes it so I can become perfected. It's a process, and I recognize that, and I know I'm not there, but I know I can be. Probably the biggest challenge in all of this mortal experience to me is learning to recognize God's hand in all things, what He commands us to do, and learning to really recognize it, to see that was His hand, and admit that it's His hand. It's not coincidence, that it's actually intentional. And I think that kind of faith just builds, and it allows you to have confidence in the presence of God. And I think that's what He wants us to have.